No more force. I'm getting married again. No more force. Those three words carried the weight of my entire past, and they define the turning point of my present. For too long, I lived under the shadow of pressure, under the control of others, under the burden of expectations that were never mine. My first marriage was not my marriage, it was a decision made for me, not by me. I stood there on that day not as a man with a choice, but as a man trapped, cornered, and silenced. I smiled because I was told to smile. I agreed because I was pushed to agree. But deep inside, I knew that was never my life, that was never my happiness, that was never my truth. I carried that weight for years, and it crushed me every single day. Do you know what it feels like to live a lie? To wake up every morning knowing the bond you are in is not born of your will. To go to bed every night with the heaviness of compromise, knowing that the person beside you is not your choice, but your obligation. That is not living, that is surviving. That is not marriage, that is a prison built on silence and fear. And I lived in that prison, wearing a mask, suffocating behind closed doors, while the world believed I was fine. But today, I am breaking that silence. Today I am tearing off that mask. Today, I am reclaiming the right that was taken from me. And that right is simple: the right to choose. The right to say yes because I want to, not because I have to. The right to walk into a marriage not as a prisoner, but as a man with freedom in his heart. That is why I stand here, declaring it openly: no more force. I am getting married again, but this time, it is my choice. This is not just another wedding for me. This is not just a ceremony, not just a social event, not just an announcement. This is my rebellion against the chains of the past. This is my statement to everyone who ever tried to silence me, to everyone who ever thought they could dictate my future, to everyone who believed my voice did not matter. I am standing here to say, you cannot control me anymore. You cannot decide my life anymore. You cannot rob me of my happiness anymore. I am free, and I am choosing my path. And to the woman I am marrying now, I want you to know exactly what this means. You are not here because anyone forced me to accept you. You are not here because society demanded it. You are not here because my family or circumstances pushed me into it. You are here because I chose you. I chose you with my heart, with my mind, with my soul. And because I chose you, this marriage carries a meaning my first one never had. It carries truth. It carries honesty. It carries freedom. And I will honor it, that truth, every single day of my life. I want to make it clear to everyone, the second marriage is not an escape, it is a beginning. It is not me running away, it is me running towards something real. It is not a compromise, it is a declaration of freedom. It is me saying finally, that I will no longer live a life written by others. I will no longer carry chains disguised as tradition. I will no longer sacrifice my happiness at the altar of other people's expectations. This time, I marry because I want to. This time, I marry because I choose to. This time, I marry because it is my life, and my life belongs to me. So let it be known, once and for all, no more force. Not in my choices, not in my life, not in my marriage. This time I'm free. This time I am alive. This time, I am speaking the truth without fear. And as I step into this new chapter, I do so with my head high, my voice strong, and my heart full. Because today, finally, I am not surviving, I am living. I am not trapped, I am free. I am not forced, I am choosing. And nothing, no one, will ever take that away from me again. You know, people often look at a man's second marriage and whisper. They ask questions, they judge, they assume. They think it is about greed, about dissatisfaction, about never being content. But nobody stops to ask the man himself. Nobody pauses to wonder what he went through in his first marriage. Nobody imagines that maybe he didn't have a choice, maybe he was trapped, maybe he was living under pressure that no one could see. I was one of those men silently carrying a story that no one bothered to hear. People saw me married, but they never saw my pain. They saw husband, but they never saw a prisoner. They saw the ceremony, but they never saw the chains. And that is why this moment is not just about starting over. It is about reclaiming my voice. It is about saying out loud what I kept hidden for years. I was forced. I was manipulated. I was pushed into a bond that never belonged to me. And yes, I survived it, but it left scars. Scars on my trust, scars on my heart, scars on my very sense of freedom. Those scars made me doubt myself, made me question whether I even deserved to live on my own terms. But standing here today, I know this truth. I do deserve it. Every human being deserves it. No one should be robbed of their will, their right to choose, their right to love freely. My first marriage taught me what a marriage should never be. It taught me that when love is absent, when choice is missing, when freedom is stolen, the bond becomes a cage. And I lived in that cage, day after day, until I almost forgot who I was. But today, I am breaking that cage apart. With every word I speak, I am shattering the walls that tried to hold me back. With every step toward this new beginning, I am walking out of that darkness. And with every breath, I am reminding myself, I am free. This freedom is not just about choosing a partner. It is about reclaiming my dignity, my happiness, my future. It is about saying, no more silence, no more lies, no more pretending. For years, I put on a show. I let the world believe I was content, because that is what they wanted to see. But inside, I was burning. Inside, I was screaming. Inside, I was begging for someone to see me, to hear me, to understand me. No one did. And so today, I am saying it myself. No fear. Fearless. No more force. I am getting married again, and this time, it is for real. To my first wife, if these words reach you, know this. I am not speaking out of hatred. I am not speaking out of revenge. I am speaking out of truth. What we had was never ours. It was never built on love. It was never chosen by me. I carried the role of a husband, but not the spirit. I walked beside you, but my heart was elsewhere. My heart was locked away, chained by duty, hidden behind fear. I do not regret the years, but I do not deny the pain. I wish you peace, but I also wish myself freedom. And that is why I am here moving forward, beginning again. To the woman I am marrying now, you are not walking into a house built on lies. You are not entering a bond made of compromise. You are stepping into a life I have chosen. And that makes all the difference. Because when a man chooses freely, he loves fiercely. When a man commits by his own will, he commits with his whole being. And I promise you this, I will love you not because I must, but because I want to. I will stand by you not because I am bound, but because I am free. And that freedom will make our bond unbreakable. So let the world hear it. Let the whispers turn into echoes. Let the judgments come, let the gossip spread. I do not care. Because for the first time, my life is mine. My marriage is mine. My happiness is mine. And no one, no family, no tradition, no society will take that away from me again. You know what hurts the most about being forced into a marriage? It's not just the wedding day. It's not just the one moment where you stand there and say yes when your heart is screaming no. The real pain comes afterward. It comes in the little things. Every morning when you wake up next to someone and realize you didn't choose them. Every dinner when you sit across from them and feel nothing but emptiness. Every argument that reminds you that you are fighting for a life you never wanted in the first place. It is like living someone else's life in your own body. Like being a guest in your own home. Like playing a role in a drama where the script was handed to you, and you never had the chance to write your own lines. I remember those nights, sitting alone, staring at the ceiling, asking myself, is this it? Is this all my life will ever be? And the scariest part was that I almost believed it. I almost convinced myself that maybe this was my fate, that maybe I had no right to dream of happiness, no right to ask for freedom, no right to choose. I buried my voice so deep inside that I thought it was gone forever. And that is the worst prison of all, not the walls built around you, but the silence you build inside yourself. But one day, something inside me snapped. I looked at myself in the mirror and I did not recognize the man staring back. His eyes were dull, his shoulders heavy, his smile fake. That was not me. That was a shadow of me. And in that moment, I made a decision. I will not live like this anymore. I will not die a prisoner of other people's choices. I will not waste my life in a bond that kills me every single day. That was the day I promised myself, one day, I will choose. One day I will break free. One day, I will marry again, but this time, it will be real. And now the day has come. Today, I am not just marrying again, I am proving to myself that I kept my promise. I am proving to the world that no matter how deep the chains dig into your skin, they can be broken. No matter how long you are silenced, your voice can return. No matter how much you are forced, you can still find your freedom. And that is why I say it again, louder and stronger, no more force. I am getting married again. To my first wife, if these words cut you, understand this. The truth was never meant to be soft. I stayed silent for too long, pretending, acting, carrying the weight of expectations. But silence only kills the soul. And today, I refuse to die inside anymore. You were never my enemy, but you were also never my choice. You were part of a life that was handed to me, not the life I wanted to live. And now I am walking away not to hurt you, but to save myself. To my bride, the woman I am choosing, you are not my escape. You are my beginning. You are not here to replace anyone. You are here because I opened my heart, and it led me to you. With you, I feel something I never felt before, peace. Not the silence of suppression, but the peace of freedom. The peace that comes from knowing that when I say yes to you, it is not the echo of someone else's voice, it is mine. It is my yes, my choice, my truth. And because it is mine, it is powerful. People will ask why again, why a second marriage? And I will answer them without shame, because the first one was never mine. Because I refused to let my life be defined by a mistake that was forced upon me. Because I deserve happiness, just as much as anyone else does. Because love is not a crime, choice is not a sin, and freedom is not something to be ashamed of. I am marrying again because this time, I am alive. This time, I am present. This time, I am not bound, I am free. So let the past stay where it belongs behind me. Let the memories of force and silence remain as scars, not as chains. Let those years be a reminder of where I came from, not where I am going. Because my future is standing right in front of me, waiting for me to take her hand, waiting for me to start this journey with her. And I will. With pride, with honesty, with freedom. No more force. Not now, not ever again. I am getting married again, and this time, it is my life, my love, my choice.